Want, dude.
Okay, live right now. Perfect. Cool. All right. So this is it. First GFNF podcast. We named it Sold Out, which basically my name's Garrett. This is Vince. We're the owners of GFNF, and we think that there's a lot going on this year, current, relevant to reselling. We're basically going to talk all things sneakers, sports cards, reselling in general right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you didn't. You kind of wanted to add to that introduction a little bit. Where do you want to start?
Well, for me, this year has just been crazy for reselling. I think it's great that we've come into this as, owners of a group, GFNF, but also we've been reselling for better part of 3 years.
How did you like first get into it? Introduce like how you even got into the culture.
So I was reselling virtual skins for a video game called Counter-Strike.
Okay.
So, and then I saw
my game.
What?
My game.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in that scene, I had been following somebody who was much, much higher tier than me when it comes to reselling those skins. And he got into Supreme reselling. And I was thinking like, man, I should start looking at that too.
Yeah.
I always liked like fashion, high-end like jeans and stuff, but nothing like Supreme or whatever. I didn't even know what that was really. I just knew he was making good money.
Yeah.
So then I got into the Off-White Hollows Eve drop.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Hollows
I did
Eve?
not. I remember that was slightly
2018?
before. It must have been 18 because I got into it at the very end of 18.
So I got in and I tried to manual a pair from Haven.
Yeah.
Haven store.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I got this. I'm quick, right? Like I come from a video game background, quick computer, good internet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to get these. Struck out. I was like, how did I strike out? Like, I'm like, what the heck? I was like, what's going on here? Did some research. Honestly, a week and a half, two later, had my first bot, Project Destroyer, got in a good cook group, and I was off and running.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean I started, cooking right away, but I was in the game.
For sure.
Spent way too much money on proxies. I probably spent $400 or $500 the first month on proxies because I thought I needed like
well, you just
400 or
don't
500 DCs, and you don't know. There's not a lot of resources.
Information was harder to get in 2018. Just like how the barrier of entry.
Say that,
yeah. Just like where to even start, right? So, I guess like I'll dive into me.
Yeah,
like,
what were you up to?
My background.
Yeah.
So, dude, I guess started like the real roots that I attribute to where like my passion for like flipping shit came from was literally Pokemon tournaments, Toys R Us Pokemon tournaments circa like 2001, 2002. I'm not kidding. Like this shit, it was like every Saturday morning, dude, like 8, 9, 10 a.m. tournaments. And my dad would bring me and the kids would, dude, no, but the kids would play. They were, it was like competitive tournaments, but I like found that what I liked most was trading the shit. I liked getting, convincing kids that, oh man, you don't like that. This one's way cooler, and then working them for their holographic cards or whatever it is.
Real sleazeball,
dude. Yes, like
the kids.
the scummiest kid at the tournaments. But I liked the game of Pokemon, but the trading was like where it started, and then that transitioned directly into like Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh next, and then like sports cards, which I never really did super well with sports cards when I was young, to be candid. But then directly from that, I basically got into, I played like paintball when I was young. I got into it, like more competitive sides of paintball. There's like the woods side, and then there's like the competitive like speedball where like people like, there's like tournaments all over the country, stuff like that. And with the paintball markers, paintball guns, there's like expensive ones. There's, a couple $1,000s, stuff like that. There was a forum. So this was back in like, 2006, 2007, there was a forum, PB Nation, and they had a buy, sell, trade section. I mean, this is like janky, old school buy, sell, trade, like getting scams. Like everyone's just getting scammed
My
left and
wife
right.
does buy, sell, trade, dude.
Dude,
bringing me back.
This was way back. So I got into like really, really heavily into like buy, sell, trade of paintball guns, paintball equipment, jerseys, stuff like that, signed stuff from the professionals. Like I loved it. And then I created an eBay account like shortly afterwards. That's when I first got into eBaying. Did a little bit of that like in high school, just with like some like cameras, still paintball guns, like when I was like a freshman, sophomore. And then it was actually when I was in college, I all the while, like I'm from like New Hampshire, so sneaker culture was never, it wasn't something that I grew up with.
Yeah,
I don't
neither,
have a
really.
lot of friends
Yeah.
that are like real sneakerheads.
Yeah.
Even still, it's people that I've met like in this community, which is
Right.
awesome. But basically, when I went to college, I made a couple of friends that were from New York City. I remember one of them distinctly. His name is Elliot, just like a hustler, dude, a real hustler. And he's from the city, and
Yeah.
I remember early, he's like, dude, you have an eBay account? And he was like, oh, you must be going for this shoe and that shoe. And I didn't know shit. I was kind of like embarrassed. And he's really the one that I attribute to first putting me on to like getting me into sneakers. And that was, this was, what, 2012, 13, 14. So this is like Foot Locker lineups, selling on Facebook Marketplace, praying to God the pair you're buying is like not fake or not used and cleaned up and stuff like that. Yeah. So
different.
So that's like when I first got into sneakers was college. That's where like I made my extra money, right?
Right.
Got out of it like when I got into like the white collar world a little bit, with just like, I guess I would say normal life, like they tell you. And this was like 2014, 15 when I would say I got out of reselling sneakers in particular. And I knew about StockX just because, so I'm married, obviously. My wife has a couple of younger cousins that are like 18, 19, 20 years old. And they first put me onto StockX. They were the first ones that like kind of showed me the app, the company, how it worked. I'm like, God damn, this is awesome. I remember it was like late 2018. I had gone to like an Adidas outlet and I just found like a shitload of Ultra Boost for like $70.
Right.
$70 a pair.
Yeah.
I downloaded StockX right then and I saw like, hey, these things are, 110, 120.
Yeah.
So I bought all, well, I tried to buy all of them. They wouldn't let me. But dude, that's and then I
almost
fully, since that point.
I almost wonder how many people would have that similar experience of like, maybe they liked shoes more than you or something, or were really into shoes.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they saw StockX, like, look at this, I can make money reselling these.
Right.
Now I'm going to get into that.
Well,
I wonder, like, in our group or even any other group, like, what was the, hey, this is what I want to start doing moment where it's like, I'm coming from this background. Are most of the guys like, hype beasts, or would they have like a background like flipping paintball guns and now they're flipping this
hustling.
Because
I don't know. I think a lot, dude, what we see like in our group, I think I see a lot of people that like get into it for the culture, for the sneakers. They want a pair, they get a bot because they strike out on Supreme every week. They strike out on sneakers every week, whatever it is. And they're like, dude, this is my in. And then they see, hey, this group that I joined or this bot that I purchased in order to get the stuff that I like or that I'm passionate about, other people running the same software are making $10,000 every Saturday. Why would I not? Why would I not go for multiple pairs and not just one for myself? So I think a lot of people do get into it that way. I'm a little bit different, man. I'm like an implant, sneakerhead, I guess. I really like came from like I really do attribute my passion for this to reselling in general. I love the hustle of it, dude. I love flipping stuff. I'm totally addicted to it. And I guess I would say that over the last couple of years since getting back into sneakers, dude, it's like sneakers, I don't want to say they're not the name of the game anymore because of course they are.
Right.
But I would say like marginally speaking, week over week, what our focus is going towards, what our money's going towards, it's much more diverse now than it was in late 2018, early 2019. I mean, in general, 2020, like as far as like hyped shoes, hyped silhouettes, people are calling it the year of the dunk, right? Nike drops dunks every week, like literally every 2 weeks.
A lot now. And,
frequently.
I think the year of the dunk has been a thing for more than a year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Right. But people are like definitely, well, dude, Jordan 1s were like every Jordan 1 last year, like 19, 18, they were all like, most of them were like 300 plus. So like arguably the Jordan 1 was the shoe.
They've been crushing it. And dude, especially now. And also, year of the dunk, we see, I mean, it's hard. It's actually surprising to me that we just saw the Michigan and the Michigan State dunks release, and we saw under 300 on StockX. I think it's because it's a high for one. Yeah. Because most dunks, when they are coming out, you're seeing above
400 or 500 to start. Yeah.
Any dunk. And
dude,
even basic ones. I mean, just it's crazy to see that.
I think that like with the year of the dunk conversation, like we have more dunks being retro than ever, more dunks releasing than ever, you know, new colorways, retros, but like the stock on every one is so fucking low. It's so, every release is so painful. So few people actually get their hands on them. And I think, you know, as far as like prices go, obviously like skate shop, backdoor, I mean, that they're like synonymous. Like, I mean, as far as the industry goes,
think
like,
about this, dude.
Yeah.
Real quick. Nike has basically made it so if you don't live in this zip code, the odds of you getting one of these is basically nil. If you don't have a skate shop local to you, your chances drop.
If you don't have a skate shop local to you that likes you.
And your only luck is the sneakers app. Maybe. Some
like,
dunks aren't even.
Thousand pairs,
the Atlas dunks, right? Mm-hmm. They literally are telling you locals are going to have the most stock.
Right.
Most of the stock is going to local raffle. You have a nationwide raffle, probably second most.
Fucking
and then you
Atlas,
have an online release. We have, 1,500 members?
Yeah.
And a handful got them, right?
Yeah, literally like 4 pairs.
It's insane that they go to this like, oh yeah, we want to get as many people's shoes as possible. But then this SB, the dunks, overall, it's like, if you're not in this zip code with these skate shops.
It's marketing though. Like Nike's doing it on purpose. They want this shit to be just like impossible to acquire.
It really pushes it.
And honestly, dude, I think that the only reason that we see like, or not the only reason, obviously, there's a lot of variables, but one of the factors certainly that plays in like these dunk prices being shit. I mean, for how hard and difficult a lot of these shoes are to acquire, the prices I would argue are way too low. You know what I mean? Like the Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't, dude. I mean. Think like 250, 260, 270 for Michigan dunks. I mean, people didn't touch. You know, you can make the argument about how nice of a dunk they are on the spectrum, but like for how difficult they were, and obviously demand does play a factor into these aftermarket prices. But dude, the point I'm trying to get to is that these stores backdooring heavy amounts of quantity and a large percentage of their inventory,
driving
it does bring the fucking prices down. 100%.
Think about social status saying we're releasing these. Not one pair goes online.
They load the link.
So
exactly.
So then you know it's not even botters that are tanking this market. We're not even getting the shoes.
Dude.
It's the stores backdooring them. The inventory guy being told, hey, get these up, get rid of them probably. Yeah. Well, we don't care if it's 250, 300. Let's just get them out of here.
Well, you see pictures pop up of like, you know, Extra Butter New York and these other janky fucking retailers, you know, sending, you know, they send like slips in the boxes, StockX sales sheets by accident. Like I've seen pictures of like
shit.
I swear to God.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm serious. Like they're out there, dude. Like Extra Butter, I know for a fact. I'm not incorrect on this one. Extra Butter, I think it was like a pair of like Vans or whatever the fuck it was. It was like probably just like, you know, a mid-tier shoe. But regardless, like these companies are selling directly to StockX and GOAT, and it is impacting prices. I mean, you know, list up 20 size 10 of anything. I mean, and then start undercutting it. Who knows what type of operations they're doing? But yeah, backdoors are a problem. Dunk releases are shitty, man. They're not fun for people. I mean, it used to be, dude. I mean, honestly, I remember February, March, April, May, like when the dunk releases started to become more and more frequent. Like people were more like hyped about them in general leading up to them. Oh, this is next month's dunk releases or A, B, and C. But now we all know. I mean, we know the protocol, dude.
Yeah.
The only dunks people are touching are the fucking are the fake ones. You know, and the Warren Lotus. Like literally fakes. You know what I mean?
I think it's interesting how Year of the Dunk is actually not for a reseller or botter. It's not the Year of the Dunk. Where have we been making our money?
I mean, low-key sports cards.
Low-key.
Pokemon. Yeah.
It's interesting. They say Year of the Dunk, but honestly, I mean, if you're
low-key.
For shoes, sure, like, but you're only getting 1 or 2 dunks at a time, if that.
Definitely. The volume is not there. Unless you're literally getting backdoor plugged in. Yeah, except with the rare exception of like a crazy, I mean, don't get me wrong, like every once in a while, like maybe a raffle bot or something, like a dude will hit a crazy clip of dunks. I mean, we have people in our group. Okay, perfect example. I mean,
20 some of these shoes.
With
CCS.
KSR on CCS. Yes. Exactly. So it happens.
It happens.
But it's not, that's not a frequent occurrence. I mean, you even see like retailers such as CCS, like, dude, that shit happens once and they just start raffling every fucking pair. You know what I mean? So it's, low key stuff, especially for like the
Year of
volume.
low key.
Dude, it's just transitioned. I think that more sneakerheads have like really become more comfortable with like selling other products that maybe they're not passionate about. Maybe they don't care to have in their bedroom, but they're like, dude, this is where the money's at. And that's ultimately what so
and maybe they're I do this too. I see cards reselling,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can use the money, the profit from that, and then get those shoes I missed out on, you know?
Right. Dude,
And not worry about it.
right.
Like,
And
not worry about this weird dunk release where it's like, I can't get these Atlas dunks unless, well, guess what? I just sold this graphics card.
right.
And now I can buy these dunks. With that.
Exactly. Yeah, the graphics
Yeah.
cards. Yeah.
I mean, but I'm just saying they're using maybe the low key.
yeah, profit to go towards their hype beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're not like, oh shoot, I
dude.
didn't hit it.
Yeah.
But I can get it from
Exactly.
StockX or somewhere else because I've made it doing this.
Definitely. So. Yep. And I think a lot of people as well, dude. I mean, frankly, when you get huge volume on these sports cards and you make that type of profit, that's like the cost of entry, like the barrier of entry to get into sneaker reselling with like the current bot market. Reselling is hot, obviously, right? Reselling is like fucking cool now. Like that wasn't.
Right.
This was not a thing like when I was a kid. When I had eBay, dude, I was the only one. You know what I mean? I knew nobody that was doing that stuff with me. But like it's more and more cool, like year over year, right? So I think that like there's actual economists that have no ties to our industry that talk about how like a year or two ago the sneaker resale market in the US was valuated at what, like 2 billion, 2.x billion, 2.3 or something like that. And it's projected to be like what, 10 or 20 billion by 2025.
Huge growth.
So this was pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, affecting like, you know, physical goods prices, dude. Like we've seen, you know, like rookie cards from like every sport, every big name player go fucking to the moon over the last year. Physical, I mean the market.
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon's been
the
hot.
old 1999 cards. You've seen that personally.
Yeah, exactly.
Just skyrocket.
Dude, it's fun. And I think it's cool to see too, like even just for our group, like with the growth, I really like when we started GF&F, I would say that like it was like what 99% sneaker guys, sneaker kids joining, you know, when we did let a wave like a restock in, but now it's like very much like, you know, a lot of sports card guys and a lot of like sneaker kids, and then even like, you know, literally just retail arbitrage guys that just only give a fuck about like consoles or tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's money in consoles.
Dude, there's
PlayStation 5 is going to be huge.
There's money in all this stuff. Now, I will say this, like the people that spent like literally, I mean, to each his own. Some people are in a financial position to do this, but you know, I saw some people like spreading themselves pretty thin financially on pre-orders. 2 months. I mean, it's 2 months out. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're fucking placing
order. Being able to. I mean, eBay's cracking down on those. Dude, you know, some people are getting them sold, but some. And that brings up an interesting point. Some people pass on things that others aren't passing on,
right?
Because, you know, they don't want to put 500 on something for 2 months. When they could buy other stuff in the meantime.
And I think that like situationally people find themselves in different spots too, because like, you know, this summer, like you and I, like being good friends, partners all the while, like our focuses over like specifically the month of June were other than with a couple exceptions, like a couple sneaker releases and then the tops like Sapphire box through that month. But other than that, like I was running pools. Like that was my shit. I was, you know, I had a good local loop, dude. I was running around, but like you just weren't your physical setup, like, you know, with shipping and logistics, it wasn't exactly. And you know, but that it's cool that we're at a time where there's so much stuff selling that people can be picky. You know what I mean? Like we can be diverse in the info that we offer, and then like members can join and like not give a fuck about this or not give a fuck about this, but be really excited about this or that.
Right.
And you know, and that's worth it to them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's cool, man. The Nvidia release, like specifically as like a low key tech release recently, like this obviously got like very much headline grabbing,
a lot of attention,
negative ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like my take right away was like, we don't want that attention. Yeah, you know, it's it's kind of like stay in your lane type thing. Mm-hmm. Don't come over here and mess with our graphics cards. Was like the sentiment of like a lot of people like, oh, we should not just like speak on this without saying what happened. We'll summarize exactly what happened.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Basically what happened, Nvidia dropped these a new graphics card, which is, you know, Vince can speak much more to like how technically advantageous this card is.
I mean, it's like
it's a good fucking card,
a card that's twice as good at half the price of the previous card. Exactly. It was like a top 5 to a consumer graphics card for playing video games. So you're talking the 2080 Ti. It's basically picture a card that's $1,200. Basically got cut in half from a price standpoint,
like
and is
yeah.
now twice as good as that $1,200 card.
Exactly. So it's a slam dunk of a purchase,
Yeah.
like from a reselling perspective, or even just from like a gaming tech perspective. It's a must-have, graphics card, right? Or something from this line, right? So the 3080 was the first one released from NVIDIA. There's going to do like 3080 and then a couple other variations. But regardless,
3090 was just this week.
38 was the first with the most publicity leading up to it, and ultimately what happened was it was a big deal for the tech community. One group ended up having like a private like script or bot or something, and they some dudes hit clips on it that I do believe definitely fucking got canceled from everything we've seen.
I have no idea, but even
literally,
if not, I mean,
but regardless, it was a good cook, but they could have kept it like quiet, could have kept it silent, but like they went on and people were flexing it obviously, which is a real temptation, like fucking showing off like your success and money you're gonna make. But I want to say like maybe some like and no shade at all. I mean, but I think maybe some people spoke to like some article, like someone that wrote an article on the matter.
Oh, it was PC Mag, right?
That's what it was. Okay,
I mean, it's
PC
a big
Mag.
magazine, and they had talked about
someone who worked representing the group talked about what they did to NVIDIA's site, and basically this shit got blown fucking so big, man. I mean, the tweets, the anti-reseller tweets and rhetoric was fucking insane. I mean, in the tech community, which is a community that we don't want to fuck with. We rely very heavily on the tech community. We do. Reselling in 2020, we need the tech community to So
the thing about it for me always, when I hear like, screw botters, you guys suck, like it's not fair and all this shit. Well, it's like, I'm doing this from like 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Right.
I'm learning how to bot. I'm learning there's a ton of competition.
Yeah.
While you're out there doing what? I don't care if you're building Legos or something you're working on to make yourself better at that. And then you expect to be able to buy this graphics card. Like, where's the rule that we can't become very efficient botters to purchase these products, and that's our passion, that's maybe our livelihood, and come off. I'm not complaining about you being the best. Like, if I wanted to be a great Lego builder, I can't show up at the 12th hour and build this Lego and say, oh, it's not fair that you're better at this Lego than me.
Bro,
like,
I
don't get that.
Complaining about botters was cool. It was cool to complain about the fucking losers waiting 12 hours outside of Foot Locker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, dude,
it's like, you can wait it. I can't wait in line because of you. Yeah.
That's preventing you from getting your limited product.
Well,
the problem is that people don't understand that like the sticker price on a box, $19.99, does not like our fucking the prop here today. These mega boxes, $40 retail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. They sell for $150 unless
that's the value. Yeah,
that's
what
the
people
market.
are putting.
The market value is $150, regardless of what Panini printed on the box. So that and I think that's definitely something that people like refuse to understand. They hate that principle. Just in general. But yeah, man, it's cool to hate on botting and stuff. But I will say, dude, like
it's a knee-jerk reaction, I would say.
They shouldn't have. You don't want to go fucking poke. You don't want to poke the bear, though.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like with the Nvidia, what led us
yeah.
into this with the Nvidia thing, that's
Poke
poking
the bear.
Yeah.
That
you're asking for people to be pissed at you.
Yeah, getting into a market not accustomed.
I've been guilty of it. I can't be a total. I definitely do. Like this was obviously a while ago, but like when I fucking just been like replying to a tweet of a store. One of them like 100 Thieves like a couple of years ago, dude. They did like a first come first serve drop, and I like fucking cooked, and I like pissed off a bunch of their fans on purpose with that, dude, and like. Yeah, shit.
You would do that, man.
I mean, no, I wouldn't now, bro. I fucking
now
I wouldn't.
I'm a changed man.
We grow for sure, dude. I definitely would. Because I see the value there's value in keeping shit low key.
Yeah,
right.
Well, in anything, I mean.
Well, and I would say that is something that resellers grow and learn, because that's a real temptation. I mean, a couple of years ago, dude, like not a lot of people in this world knew who I was.
Not to.
You know what I mean? Like in this like online like sneaker reselling world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the temptation to show off every dollar you make, every like special cook you have, that's a real temptation. You know, we can't discount that, but I do think that comes with growth, is learning how to cook in silence and not burn your own loops, you know what I mean? Which is something that we see people doing
I think that year. we're talking about people that complain about the bots, and then it gets me thinking of like Shopify and Ronnie Feig, and they're pretty public about,
Yeah.
you know, bots suck, right?
Right.
But I would love to have Ronnie Feig and maybe like, I mean, I don't want to say Kanye West, but someone high up at Adidas in here and be like, you have to tell the truth
We'll get
right
him in
now.
here. Yeah.
What do you think about botters and affecting your demand?
They know. I mean, I'm like, honestly, they all have to say that they are against it.
Oh, publicly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying,
and I'm sure
if
none of them. I mean, we're like although reselling is becoming cooler, you know, like you see fucking Travis Scott McDonald's, like that, like McDonald's tweeting about, you know, reselling is becoming more and more mainstream.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, reselling is. Dude,
but I'm not
billboards.
even saying reselling.
No, I know, but you're saying botting. But I'm trying to get to that.
Programs.
I'm trying to get to that.
Okay.
I think that it starts with reselling becoming less and less fringe. You get what I'm saying? Like dude, there's no way anyone's gonna like be okay publicly with botting unless they're okay with like reselling.
Yeah,
so
I
think
don't think
like
they would ever.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that like we're getting to a point now where reselling is becoming more and more normalized. You see, like there's billboards that say like, should I invest in like stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, or Yeezys? Like that's like a literal
that's true.
You see, so it's becoming like more mainstream, right? People know what's going on. It's a lot of dudes or you know, people like kids in high school are doing it, guys and girls. So yep, exactly. But no, overall, man, I think that botting right now is still way too fringe. I mean, I do agree with you.
Yeah, maybe we would get to a point. I think it would be someone like Warren Lotus or something almost. Being like, I don't care about botters. Like,
it's a progressive stance as far as the industry goes.
It would be, he would get a bunch of flack.
It's the truth, though, dude. None of these people give a fuck. I mean, they're moving.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
if they had to tell the truth,
shit products and half the time, and it still sells out just as, you know what I mean? They love what it does to their products. They love the perception from like normies, normal consumers, that their stuff's impossible to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that, like I guess the threats of illegality, you know, a lot of people do like threaten to like with all the rhetoric against botting. Yeah. It's the thing that's most relevant to us is like the threat of it being made illegal.
Just because of the precedent from tickets, which everyone knows they ban tickets. Now, never, ever, ever have I looked at that legislation with a fine-tooth comb. Right. Because I was talking with Brian, one of the other owners of GFNF, about this, and he was saying, dude, I bet there's something in that, you know, what they've said was illegal about it. Yeah. That guys are probably taking like, are you allowed to have 30 browser windows open? Exactly. Right? Exactly. Like, there's probably going to be, even if they made botting...
unless a developer wrote the legislation, they did.
You know, it's
There's going to be technical loopholes.
There's going to be something you can do.
Definitely, man. Yeah. I mean, definitely. But regardless, I think that like the precedent, and this is a misconception. So the precedent with tickets is a long-standing fight of legality, illegality with ticket reselling, right? Since like what, the fucking 80s, 90s? Dude, ticket reselling, bro, they've been cracking down on ticket reselling since like, dude, my dad, when he was in college, he would like resell tickets and print up like Grateful Dead.
Did it with Taylor Swift.
You
personally did it.
So,
yeah,
but
sold like 10 of them.
Yeah. So, but like ticket scalping and reselling in general there's always been like legislation since like the 80s and 90s. I don't know when this shit started, but I didn't know that. Yeah. So that's kind of like where the precedent comes from. It's not like they randomly just like made ticket botting illegal. It's from the foundational, from my understanding, it's from the foundation of ticket scalping is fucking illegal. You know what I mean? Okay. That goes back to circa like 1988.
I didn't know that.
Billionaire stadium owners lobbying politicians. You get what I'm saying? So Nike, Adidas, they do want fast sellout times, bro. Nike literally flips the switch of when bots work.
Because you would think Nike and Adidas, if they
really
wanted
to lobby
they
this
would
shit,
go
dude? Are you
right
kidding me?
now and be like, hey,
it's
look at
easy.
this. It's costing us this amount. And
yeah,
it's not. Obviously, it's not. It's helping their bottom line
and their marketing and everything else.
They're in the business of making money.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it was hurting their bottom line, you're 100% right.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
You're 100%.
Even Ronnie Feig and the people that work with Shopify and team to prevent or minimalize botting, you don't really sense an undertone of like real animosity from them, I guess I would say. I think that...
JM Wynn from Shopify, the CTO, even is like kind of cool with like...
Well, I mean... Yeah,
cool in terms of like he'll talk with like the Cyber Soul dev or you know, like on Twitter.
It's just so fucking corny, dude.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think it's so corny, dude. I don't like, dude. First
Really?
off, and dude, respect to Shopify as a company. Honestly, and I mean that sincerely. You've heard me talk about like my Shopify spiel, just like how successful they are. I mean, they're doing fucking huge things as a company, and no knock on them personally. I don't like the JM Wind, interacting with like I don't think that's cute. You know what I mean? I don't think it's cute. I mean, I
don't take it as that. I take it as he's just being friendly with his competition.
Fuck it. I mean, I think that like there's the whole, I have heard him
really.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen him say the stuff like good bots, bad bots. And I'm not trying to knock him as a person. I'm just saying that like the interaction versus like Twitter.
I don't know.
Sneaker Twitter interacting with JM Wind makes me fucking cringe, dude. I'm
not saying, dude. All I ever see is like JM Wind. Like he had talked to one of the developers who just got a Tesla, right?
Right.
And he had said like, oh, like automated. You know how it automatically drives, right?
Yeah.
So he had made like the snarky comment.
Hate that joke.
Automated.
Hate that joke.
I just think he's just being funny with his competition, lighthearted. I don't think. I just think it's just. It's kind of funny. Like,
yeah, I think that like there's two separate conversations, like Shopify as a company, and then obviously like Sneaker Twitter dealing directly with JM Wind. I think that I don't like any of that. I've never really been.
I don't take it that seriously, and I think it's just fun and games between competition.
No, I mean it really started from people like prodding him. That's where it started from. Was people like literally bringing it back to the Nvidia conversation. This is where the shit.
Maybe how we're prodding.
Where did we get? Do you think it didn't start with JM Wind just being fucking cute with how he deals with people? With how he deals with Sneaker Twitter. It started from kids fucking prodding him 24/7, like, oh, bypass. You know what I mean? Like whenever they cook the drop or something like that, or turn the disable checkpoint, get rid of check, like just nonstop bombarding this dude. And then it turned to him. So again, like his interaction with Sneaker Twitter, obviously a lot of it is positive. You know what I mean? Like even there was like the whole art. Like he did like a competition, just like friendly.
Oh, the 4 art things?
Yeah. Yep. So he does stuff like that. And like, I guess I was a little bit fucking intense with my assessment earlier, like just how I was addressing it. But man, I'm not, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with like Sneaker Twitter.
I don't take it that seriously.
I do. I don't know, man. Shit gets clipped fast. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't like the prodding of websites and like CTOs and shit.
I'm not saying that Sneaker Twitter engages with him on like an FU standpoint.
No,
I just think it's cool that I think it's just friendly conversations between JM Wind and the developers. I'm not saying guys that are just botters communicating and talking with him and not having a conversation. He's not responding to most of those guys.
Dude, I think it's corny, man.
Yeah.
Let's call it what he's literally like. I don't know. Fuck it. I just, at the end of the day, man, I've got really good opinions on Shopify and especially like the user experience that they bring for like a normal shopping experience. I do think the Shopify checkout is dope as fuck. And I mean
it's
that.
Awesome.
I think that like Shopify.
I love manualing Shopify.
Yes.
Love
I'm saying.
It is awesome.
Yes.
It
dude,
really is.
It's incredible. And honestly, they are by far one of the best solutions for a lot of these retailers and companies as far as, man, like, you even see like massive accounts, Shoe Palace going to Shopify. I mean, that's a different conversation, I think, for another day.
Let's flip the switch and talk because we were on that, dunk is year of the dunk, but it's not really. Let's talk about those low-key
I want to talk about sports cards. Yeah, sports cards.
Yeah.
Like, the big sports cards, Pokemon, really cards in general have been fun and fucking huge moneymaker. Huge. Yeah. So, I guess like, year started off with like, what? We first got
Project
like really,
2020.
No, man. I mean, it was like Prism. Like, what was it?
Basketball?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Prism.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Prism.
But basically, the shit's gone crazy, right? But there's a couple things too. Like, okay, the macros are, basketball card market was super hot for several months, and now we've seen like that transition into the football card market, and Pokemon is obviously incredibly
has
hot
been there
right
the
now.
whole time. Honestly,
not really. No,
April.
No, April. I mean, it like they were starting to appreciate, yes, but like the big fucking boom in Pokemon was like June, dude. Because I bought for example, I bought.
And this is the old piece
base set.
items and the new
So this is
packages?
No, okay. So basically, like it started like the base set stuff, like base set hollows, base set starters, like your Charmander, Bulbasaur.
And this is 1999 stuff.
Yeah, started appreciating heavy as fuck. Like people are still like there were people into the modern products, right? Like Hidden Fates already. There was a little market for that, but or a big market for that rather. But the vintage started appreciating, you know, like crazy, going wild. So like a couple like examples for me personally, I bought like a Squirtle card in you know early June for like $600, and I bought a Charmander for about $800-900, and both of them are like over 2,000 in under a month's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stuff like that was starting to occur, and then obviously the sealed product starts to appreciate. And then what happens is like everyone starts every chase card becomes more valuable. It's just it's a mental thing, dude. Like when the old Charizard's worth more, the fucking new Charizard's worth more.
Stuff goes up, yeah.
Even though the print runs are much higher, like there's real. I think that like. I always am like try to advise people to really be knowledgeable before getting into like the investing side of the sports card or Pokemon stuff, dude, because you know, it's really easy to think that you are like, you know, some, I don't know. I like master of the market, like master of like getting into new markets when like I felt great when I started buying into Pokemon and they were appreciating like that, but that wasn't my doing. I mean, I went with like my judgment of like, hey, these were my favorite like starters, like these are you know, these are starter Pokemon.
And you had that knowledge, from
like that,
your child, like
real nostalgia, actual nostalgia from when I'm like 6
these
years
were
old.
Awesome when I was young.
When I was a kid,
I'm gonna get them now.
So and that's what I went off. It was literally just my gut, and you know that's generally as far as like you know a lot of like vintage investing. You know, I don't know. Vintage is always going to be like, or generally going to be the safer place to invest. But what I was getting to is that it's really easy to feel like, oh my God, I got this Pokemon market on lock and just keep fucking buying till I lose my ass. Dude, I mean, like, no one's really talking about, or not a lot of people in our world are talking about how like, you know, basketball card investments as a whole have gone down quite significantly, I guess I'd say over the last month, really since football, since football has kicked back up.
People were kind of like buying into that market,
heavy as fuck, heavy as fuck,
opening, breaking, holding them. Well, and I was always on I came from like for sports cards. Mm-hmm. My grandpa had given my brother like some great old cards, right? And they had these, this was like 20, 30 years ago he got them. Mm-hmm. And they had these little prices on them. Okay. You know, like in this book. Yeah. They came with the prices like, you know, $3,000, $2,000, $5,000. Well, guess what? You look at that 5 years ago, you know, this is 20 years later.
Like down.
They were like a fifth the price. So it's like, wait a second, these are Mickey Mantle's, Ted Williams cards. And they've literally gone down not only 5 times, but think about inflation and everything else. Yeah. You know, if you had put that $3,000 literally in a bank or something, it'd be $5,000 or $6,000 or something. Dude, so I come from that like, why would I think that new cards now weren't going to have that same trend? Right. Like the same historical
modern.
trend.
Well, dude, like historically, like I'm
that's
sure,
just personally. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
You've heard the term like junk wax era?
No.
Okay. So junk wax era is like, you know, in like the hobby, right? Like in like the card world, the junk wax era, I believe is referred to of the period from like the late 80s into like the early 2000s to like, you know, maybe like 2009, 2010 with sports cards, because basically like there was, you know, all this crazy appreciation for the early vintage shit. In like the 60s, you know, like 70s, 80s, like there was like real appreciation starting to occur with the vintage, real scarcity. Like there's only 100 of these because there's only 100 of these that exist still, you know, unlike modern product where there's only 100 of these because we stamped the number 100 on it. Big difference, right? But basically what started happening was like, you know, who the fuck was it back then? I think it was like Topps, like Fleer, fucking these like, you know, 80s companies started printing the fuck out of players. Like tens of thousands of like Ken Griffey rookies from every manufacturer. We're seeing the same thing today. I mean, there's more, you know, John Moore and Zion Williamson Prism cards and rookie cards than there are Lukas, than there are, you know, the last high player prior to him, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that like, you know, there's if more and more people continue to get into the hobby and it becomes more mainstream, I mean, which it is. I mean, people are starting to do okay, you know, like Logan Paul is. You must know who Logan Paul is. I know Logan. Did you see what he tweeted the other day?
No,
okay, dude, he tweeted like a picture of like a first edition Charizard PSA 9 and like first edition Blastoise PSA 10. He invested in like 60 grand of Pokemon cards, and he tweeted pictures of it. So when we see more like mainstream, like culturally relevant people talking about cards, there's real potential that it could bring the market and demand up to the point where it doesn't matter if they print 40,000 Zion Prisms.
Right.
There's fucking
100,000
people that want it.
Yeah.
Or 200,000. But you know, this is what happened in the junk wax era, is that like these companies were like, hey, you know, the money's there, let's print the fuck out of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then ultimately in like, you know, when we were growing up, sports cards were bricks. Like they were at every store. You get Ken Griffey rookie cards everywhere. Every gas stations, convenience stores, literally. Like the most hyped players across all sports. Even I think Shaq, his rookie cards are even undervalued, is like what basically like hobbyists say that like Shaquille O'Neal, for how relevant he is culturally in the game of basketball and everything else, his rookie card is so undervalued strictly because of the era that it was printed in.
Because there were so
many of them printed. Yeah. So
I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that's something that like I always try to like be candid, dude. Like, you know, I love the hobby. I love that people love the hobby. But similar to sneakers, like I was a reseller before
to resell it,
any
right?
of this
to
stuff,
resell
and I'm not
packages.
ashamed of that. You know what I mean? So with that, I think that acknowledging that the thing that drives the prices of the sealed product is going to be the contents of the box. You have a lot of young guys, you know, in particular, or not even young guys, just a lot of like people that are new to cards. They're young to cards, that they're excited. They see the prices of these PSA 10 chase cards and they start ripping all their shit. They're not looking at ripping cards and ripping packs like entertainment. You know what I mean? They're not being tempered, or you know, they're not selling any of it sealed to make their profit and then just like ripping with their profits. You know, that way they're not losing. You see a lot of people ripping like everything.
Let me ask you this,
which is, it hurts. It sucks to see, because this is what I see happening. People like, oh no, dude, but I got all this value. Okay, yeah, but in PSA 10. Right? Your value's in PSA 10. So now you send them out to PSA.
You gotta go ship it, get it.
You pray to God they're PSA 10, which they're not. Most of them are PSA 9s, right? You get them back if they're in PSA 9 condition. Then you have to sell how many individual cards to recoup your value? How many months has it been?
Right.
Dude, we're resellers. We're trying to sell volume. There's a Yeezy. Bro, there's a super hyped Yeezy dropping in a week. Like, I want my card money liquidated. So I can just next release. That's the type of reselling that I do. That's what I like.
I mean, you know a ton more than I do about cards, but you're doing the same thing as me, because I'm getting it in and I'm literally selling.
Dude,
because I've got other stuff coming out that I want to put the money towards, and I don't want to, well, for one thing, I don't want to open all these packages and then have like 500 cards, throw out 480 of them probably, you know, because I don't want to sell them for $1 or $2 each.
Right.
Get them graded, and I don't want to go through that, but I'm taking that money. So is that what you're saying that you would recommend too?
I like to sell sealed product, dude. Even the other night, bro, like we were doing like a stream, just like some Pokemon breaks for a group.
Breaks.
I was reluctant to open that shit.
I noticed
you
that.
called me out on it. You're like, dude, why the fuck did I have to force you to force your hand? Well, it's because you were like, and you're like, yeah, it's entertainment for the group, and I agree.
No, but like, I opened them because
it's fun.
It's so fun.
It is fun.
And also I knew that there were guys in the group that did that, enjoyed doing that, and I wanted to try it out. And let me tell you this, I loved it, and I would do it, but at the same time, I have no desire to do that for sports cards. But I will do it for some Pokemon cards,
shit that makes you excited.
And know that like I'll probably make, if anything, 50% of what I could have made selling the boxes probably, but I'm not doing that with most of my product.
For sure.
So I would recommend, as you're saying, get some money out of get some profit out of your sealed product
stuff,
for sure.
Well, my thing is like, you know, if I'm not saying that I don't rip product, right? Because I do. You know, even like Brian, our other owner, him and I were hanging out.
You open 210s, right?
Well, no, not even that. I will buy stuff purposefully that excites me to rip. I fucking like football.
Yeah.
More than basketball, more than baseball. I really like Pokemon. You know what I mean? So like if I buy Pokemon to rip or football to rip, which I do, then I take great joy in it. It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's gambling, it's entertainment, you know, and if you can do that with temperance, it's a fun thing. You know, and an important part of this of what we're doing. You know, it's like perspective, dude. Like imagine, you know, being highly immersed in sneaker culture and not having any care or passion for sneakers. It's kind of weird. Like it's, you know, it would be tough. So same with cards. Like I do have a fucking passion for the stuff, but not all of them.
Let me say this. I would that makes me think of like when I first started reselling sneakers, I really didn't care about wearing any of them. At all.
Right.
Like I didn't care.
Right.
But as I started reselling more and more, I was like, you know what? I actually want to keep a pair of these and wear them.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm in it, like, you know, over 3 years or whatever, 2.5 years, whatever, I'm wearing it like it's every, you know, I just want to wear it because it's something I have a ton of passion for. It'd be like opening things that I think, oh, I love the NFL. I want to open some of these too.
Dude, like for me, I keep I order a lot of shoes and clothing in my size, but they'll just like keep it dead stock and I don't wear it, and then I'll end up selling it a few months later when it appreciates. I'm not a super hype beast, you know what I mean? And like we give each other shit. Like because I will literally fucking fly first class wearing $100 shoes, and you'll ride coach wearing more expensive shoes because we have our preference where we have our luxury, like our taste, you know? You
wanted to wear on this show
Air Max 90s.
A polo shirt.
Not with a collar.
No. The polo logo.
Fuck off, dude.
The polo logo.
Fuck off.
Bro,
okay, first off, we agree not to talk about this. When I saw him at
Macy's looking at this polo, I literally was like,
dude,
bro,
I'm not a hype beast. I'm a reseller.
Wear a white t-shirt,
Don't give a fuck.
So we're so different because I could never wear a polo shirt because I hate that logo. I would rather wear a white t-shirt or black t-shirt.
Dude, for me, like, you know, I'm a simple guy, man. I'm not a super hype beast. But I don't know. I have my luxury in other areas, dude. Like,
for sure.
For example, you dress honestly a lot more expensive than me all the time. My vehicles, I get the higher trim packages than you. We both recently got new vehicles.
I was just saying I have a base.
I'm just saying you have a base trim package. I didn't actually say you had a base. All I said was that I had a higher trim package. You said you got the base. I didn't say that.
I got you.
But I know you're a little ashamed about it, which is why you had to say it.
Yeah.
Because you got the base model, which is fine. Dude, the base, it's a starting point. It's cool, dude.
Porsche. No, that's what matters.
Base Porsche. And that's a fine goal. But we have tastes that are different. You know what I mean? I think
that it's interesting that I bet that if we ask the typical reseller, I think they would be closer to my side than yours.
I agree.
They are, like we were talking about, they would buy 10 boxes of the NFL cards to sell those for profit to then buy their sneakers or something, right?
No, I think that in general,
I'm closer on that.
No. In general, I think that like more people in our community, reseller like community, are like care about like the hype beast culture in general, sneakers. But we're seeing,
they're passionate about it.
But I think this year, this new wave of resellers, less so.
I would agree because they're actually not.
They just want to flip.
And they're not into. They didn't come from the sneaker reselling world. They literally got in.
Well, because entrepreneur, dude, it's fucking cool now. It's flipping shit's cool. You know what I mean?
They're
like,
they're coming from a different background.
Exactly.
For sure, I can agree with that.
Yeah. So I think like for me, man, I'm definitely like reseller first. But no, I know that like, dude, let's dive right into it. We wanted to do just like talk a few leaks, upcoming shoes.
Yeah, things are coming out.
Yeah, pictures. I
like that.
Pictures of a few shoes that have got leaked recently. And like specifically we can talk about whether or not these are confirmed leaks, but good, bad, or the other, and we'll just give our initial opinions on
what are you starting with?
Yeah, so we'll start. What are we talking about? Like there was a leak. Young Thug posted. I think it was like Instagram. On his Instagram story, a picture or a video of Travis Scott like dancing in these like reverse Travis Scott ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, my impression is like when I saw it, I'm like, oh, these are just fucking like samples Like, we're not going to see
We're not
these
gonna
things.
see it.
Dude, how many, like, red Travis Scott ones, green Travis Scott ones, fucking purple Travis Scott ones? I mean, dude, there was like the mocha black white Travis Scott one. We haven't seen a different iteration of that silhouette with Travis since. I'm obviously, like, it's a real sample. To what degree? I don't know. I don't love the color blocking on them.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I love everything about the shoe from the tongue forward. I do not like the brown on the back. Do you know what I'm talking about?
laying
I think
right.
the white part, like that whole thing is sick.
Yeah.
But the brown, like just right there on the back, looked really weird.
No, it's strange. It
looked
definitely
very weird to me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think it would have been sick if it was like all white, like the whole shoe white, and then just the swoosh was brown.
Right.
That's what I was picturing in my head. Like,
I wouldn't wear them. They're gonna sell either way, though.
Well, they'll sell.
Resale predictions.
If they made it.
Okay, if they made them, what do you think they would sell for?
Whatever.
1,000?
The Jordan 1s.
900.
Yeah, and then they would go up to, aren't the Jordan 1s like 15 now or something?
Yeah. So there's no way that these.
I mean, they're high, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but these would stay like consistently
doesn't matter.
underneath
Travis
that.
Scott Jordan 1.
They'll flip.
Doesn't matter.
Kind of ugly though.
The Yeezy.
Next one was like the
slides.
Yeezy, the orange Yeezy slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw pictures of these. Like prison sandals, kind of like very They're like the vibrant prison jumpsuit orange. They are, and they're Yeezy slides. They're fine, and they will resell. They're vibrant. Good. I would never. I don't think I have any context that I could wear them.
Depending on supply, we could see like we saw on the other ones. Weren't they sub 100 in the fall when they came out?
Oh, like what? Re-released them? You're saying? Like
no. When they released those slides, I think it was last winter time. They were like $100, $110. They were low.
Oh, you're saying prices?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
they didn't resell for that much, and now they're like
crazy
250 plus.
They're always like such a good hold.
Yeah. So obviously you'll get the slides if you can hold them. Probably do really well.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would tend to agree.
And I would say that I mean, I'm sure the supply will be high.
Yeah. Arguably one of like the best leaks that we saw pictures of that I've definitely fucking seen these pictures before too. It's the Supreme Jordan 1.
It's interesting because you had told me about them, and I hadn't really seen them.
Okay.
And at least maybe I'd seen them and I just was doing other stuff and thought, obviously they'll resell. Mm-hmm. I don't love them.
Really? I think they're cool. I mean, it's just like I'm glad to see Supreme doing a silhouette that doesn't fucking blow. You know what I mean? Because like 3 out of 4, like
awful.
8 out of 10 silhouettes that fucking Supreme takes from Nike are just shit for no reason.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Why do they do that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's Supreme and they choose awful silhouettes for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure that there's like some deep layers to that contract.
It's interesting that you like that. It sounds like you like that a lot more. I think the Sakai leak.
Dude, those are fucking trash, man.
No way.
I'm telling you, dude, that's crazy.
Okay, so you did point out to me how far the back goes out. Like on
they're
the back,
just weird,
the heel.
dude. They look like a ridiculous iteration
weird,
of the nice Sakais.
But I think
like a round.
I could wear it.
Yeah,
I do.
Maybe.
I think I would.
I don't think that means anything about how they're gonna do though, dude. Bro, I mean, like Sakai, Nike, they'll resell for sure. I'm not saying they won't resell. I'd be fucking stupid. Okay, they'll resell. Yeah, of course. Yeah. They'll resell, right? I'd be stupid to say that they won't. But like, dude, they're not. Bro, so like I think of like the black, white, gray, Sakai, like that's one of my favorites, and then like obviously the OG, like the green,
the
orange,
OG
white,
is
blue, yellow, red.
Yeah, so sick.
Fucking beautiful.
Wasn't LeBron in those? He was in those the other day.
Okay.
Shooting hoops with the Kith Jam tee on.
Oh, really?
The Looney Tunes Kith Jam tee.
Nice.
Oh, that's it right there.
Yeah. I don't know,
You know me, I'm big on Kith. That Kith Jam tee is sick.
I have Kith tees. I have a couple.
Yeah.
I have several.
But I think Sakai, Nike can't miss. It'll resell, and I like them.
I don't know. I just don't. I think that like they definitely. It's certainly different. I mean, I guess it's nice that they changed up because we did see, regardless of what my opinions are on how great or not great these are, it's good to see a little bit of change with their collaborations because like we've seen with the Nike Sakai collabs consistently lower prices every single time. So to switch up, but it's still the waffle though. I mean, it's still the same silhouette.
The last ones were like barely even
resell. But those are like triple white, triple.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Fucking trash.
These will do better.
Yeah,
these will do better.
I don't know. Yeah, the colors, and yeah, the waffles generally do better than than the Blazers a lot of
So
the time
what?
too. So
Let's end it with like, what do you? Those are some leaks, but what I'm looking forward to, this Christmas time, I think we're gonna see some toys.
Okay.
I think the PlayStations are still great. I really do.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
And-
No, I wasn't trying to like. I was just knocking spending all your money on pre-orders and then
Right.
just having to fucking borrow
Makes sense.
credit to
Yeah.
go for sneaker
But
releases until
let's
November.
just talk about from a
Yeah,
straight
dude.
percentage over
Dude,
retail.
there's
What do you think this
Okay.
holiday season?
There's football cards already confirmed. Some
Okay.
big football
Okay, so
card
some
releases.
more boxes. I
Yep.
heard that.
Some huge card
Yep.
releases that I'm excited about. I think
Yep.
consoles are exciting.
Consoles.
Sony is adamant that they are going to have stock, like actual stock.
They never meet demand in the holiday season.
I know.
I don't remember the last console that did it really.
Right, but what I'm saying is that I think that we're going to have like as people that are plugged into this community botting shit like that, we're going to have a lot of opportunities to get PS5s at retail.
True.
Yeah. Once like
I wouldn't be buying them all
pre-orders.
today. I'd be looking to buy them also closer to when you can actually get them in hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I
for
think
sure.
that consoles, once it's like order Monday, get it Wednesday, or like go to the store and leave with it.
Right.
That shit's gonna be a slam dunk. I'm
yeah.
excited. Like marginally, maybe not crazy, but like consistent, probably just similar to Switches last year. I'm excited. Like obviously, like I said, football cards. I'm
Supreme
excited.
box logo.
Yeah, the
That'll
long,
be cool.
long
The
sleeve
long
tees.
sleeve.
Yeah,
That'll be good. Resell.
Holiday season looks promising, dude.
Yeah.
It really, really does. Even like as far as like GPUs and stuff like that. I mean, I think tech is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to like
People are at home.
I don't want to like rattle off every like low key item,
sure.
That we're
No.
flipping, but like, there's all types. It's tech is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Tech, shoes are hot right now. Obviously, I think that we're going to see these retailers, Nike, Adidas, really ramp shit up for the holiday season, like we do most years. I think we'll get some cool retros, which I'm excited about.
We saw the Yeezy release calendar.
We did. Yep,
we'll
exactly.
see a lot of Yeezys.
Yep, it should be good. No, I think next several months are looking really, really.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for the next couple of months. We're gonna see a lot of cool shit coming out.
It should be good.
Yeah.
No, all the above: sneakers, tech,
Right on.
cards. So,
Cool.
yep.
Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Sold Out by GFNF. Thanks,
Definitely.
guys.
Yep.